Today we will discuss about what is constructor and what was the use of constructor in Java. So first let's discuss about constructor. Constructor is a block of code, and it is a similar is a constructor is a block of code, and it's similar to method. When a constructor called object of class should be created. At the time of calling constructor. Memory should be allocated in the memory segments. So at the calling of constructor, memory of the object should be allocated. And constructor is a special types of method. Constructor is a special types of method where we use to initialize the object, and which is used to initialize the object every time object should be created using the keyword new keyword. New keyword can be used to create the object of the class. So there are the two rules of creating constructor. First rule, constructor. There is first rule, get the constructor name. Constructor name should be similar to the class name. Means constructor name should be similar to the class name. And the second rule is constructors have no explicit return types. Means they have no return type. Constructor have no return types. Here are the two rules of creating constructor. First is constructor name should be similar to the class name, and second, constructor have no return types. So there are two types of constructor in Java. So there are two types of constructor. First is non-parameterized constructor. And second is parameterized constructor. So non-parameterized constructor, they have no parameter. The constructor have no parameter, and parameterized constructor have parameter like int name, int id, string names. So string name. Constructor example, non-parameterized constructor. Okay. So first we can class, and class name should be game. There is semicolon, and one constructor is game. We know that constructor name should be similar to the class name, and there is no explicit return type. So there is no any return types. And system dot out dot println, and any statement can become game. And this is the closing of the constructor. And public static void main, a string of R. Later we will discuss about what is public static void main and what is a string args. And this we can create object of class. So game is the name of class, and G is the object, and new keyword can be used to create the object and game. And this is by default. There is no constructor. G parameterized constructor. If there is no constructor in your program, so the Java compiler can by default create a constructor. So parameterized constructor. So first we can create a class bike, and this they have the int id of that bike and string name of that bike. Is that two variables can be used, and we can create a constructor. And which type of constructor? Parameterized constructor. So int I and string n, and we can give value at that id equals to I and name equals to n, and we can close the constructor. Then we can close the constructor, and we can using one method public void detail that can be used name detail, and where we use system dot out dot print ln. So id is id plus name is name. This is the closing of the classes. And public static void main. It's our main method is string of args, and args where we can create the object of bike class bike b equals to new bike. New keyword can be used to create the object, and object name should be b, and we can keep parameters because we can give the constructor two parameters, int I and string n. So we can keep the int 45 as id and name as Suzuki, and there is no name Suzuki. And so we can using the object name b dot add details, be calling that method, and that should be output should be id is 45, name is Suzuki. So sorry, there is no name of car bike in Suzuki, but we can take an example Suzuki.